this is one of those more terrifying little news stories. We've got a few that are like, that I keep getting reminded these days of the banality of evil, which is one of my favorite phrases in books about sort of what happened with the Holocaust and generally what happens inside of authoritarian regimes. And the stuff that is scaring me and upsetting me the most, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat, is things like this that are like bureaucratic snafus.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like a bureaucratic thing. It's someone coming here and they get stopped at the border, and but just this little thing where someone being denied based on their criticism of our president is insane as a thing.
You know what scares me the most? No, but like absolutely. And I think one of the spookier things about this too is like people are talking about this like, oh, it's such an outrage in terms of, isn't that arbitrary and obnoxious? Isn't that such a petty, stupid thing? But I think what's more interesting is that this is absolutely not a top-down decision. This is absolutely not a decision being made by the Trump administration and an order being given to border agents.
Wholly agree.
This is something that border agents are volunteering themselves to do to signal alignment with the Trump administration, because if they don't, the Trump administration is carving down agencies blindly. And the only way you can signal, it's like in the Dark Forest, like the Three Body Problem sequel. The only way to avoid nuclear annihilation is to signal, hey, we are helpless. And it's sort of the reverse of that. And it's terrifying in an additional way. Because look, so this is what got me really interested in this. So this is the French minister. I learned with concern that a French researcher who was traveling to a conference near Houston was denied entry to the United States before being expelled. Philippe Baptiste, France's Minister of Higher Education and Research, said in a statement on Monday to Agence France Presse, published by Le Monde. This measure was apparently taken by the American authorities because the researcher's phone contained exchanges with colleagues and friends in which he expressed a personal opinion on the Trump administration's research policy. Now, here's what's interesting. There was an article published today, so obviously after we set up our agenda.
You can read along. French government's claim that a scientist was denied entry into the United States because of an opinion he expressed about the Trump administration is blatantly false, a U.S. official has said. I'm sure. Even as the authorities in France continued to call the case a concerning violation of academic freedom, the U.S. official, Tricia McLaughlin, who is a spokeswoman for the Department of Homeland Security, said the scientist has been turned away for reasons unrelated to personal beliefs. The French researcher in question was in possession of confidential information on his electronic device from Los Alamos National Laboratory in violation of an NDA, something he admitted to taking without permission and attempted to conceal.
Now stop right there. So
What?
Los Alamos obviously is a location of the first atomic bombs development. It is currently a nuclear research center. Here's what's very interesting to me. So this is what they said. No, you've got it all wrong. The lying French, okay? He was not turned away from the border because of having Trump critical sentiments expressed on his phone. He was turned away at the border because he had confidential information from our nuclear research facility, which is why we wanted him out of the country with this research, with this information elsewhere.
That's like... You have national secrets. Go to a foreign country with them. Go back, like, wait, so yes. He was trying to bring Los Alamos's secrets into the country on a lap.
Now,
this is actually completely nonsensical.
This is well above my pay grade. But I'm going to humbly suggest that I think all of these people are lying.
I think it's a safe bet. I'm trying to work through my brain of how a French scientist would have secrets violating NDA, but it's in their personal possession. So how would them having the secrets on their own laptop violate a non-disclosure agreement?
That's an excellent question. Oh, well, clearly because they got stopped by customs and customs looked at their phone and that violated the non-disclosure.
That seems insane. Like I'm just Again, there's no good side of this. If this is the case, then literally you're talking about like bullshitting of the highest level. If it's the case that like, oh, we determined that he had files from Los Alamos that he shouldn't have had, that he was in possession of confidential information,
and so we sent him away.
But he's in violation of an NDA by having confidential information, which is itself nonsensical.
Yes.
How would you know that it was? Wow.
Well,
That's
obviously, all scientists sign NDAs concerning knowledge that they will never have access to or don't have.
Well, like, yeah, and you're not like, there's things where you're not supposed to take it, but to refuse them entry into the country because they have this thing that I can't imagine that like they're at customs and he's like, oh, what brings you here? Oh, just carrying around confidential files I'm not supposed to have from Los Alamos. Like, well, how would anyone determine this? And how did this come up in conversation is my first fucking question.
It gets better. So when you go down into the first article, right?
Oh, fuck. Yes.
It specifies that, hang on, let me find it very quickly. Yes, another AFP source said that U.S. authorities accused the French researcher of hateful and conspiratorial messages. He was reportedly also informed of an FBI investigation, but told that charges were dropped before being expelled. Here's the wild thing about this. The only way this makes sense is if it's reversed. French scientist not allowed to leave the country after being found with American nuclear secrets. That would make sense. This guy's got secrets from a nuclear test facility or a nuclear research facility. We need to make sure that he knows that the highest bidder is on a different continent.
Why wouldn't you just go like, hey, you have illegal files. Can you stay for a while? Like
yes.
Hey, can you hang out for a little bit? You want to hang out? You want to be here? Cool. We'd like you to not leave the country for a while we investigate you stealing national secrets. Okay. Like, hey. But again, it's cope of the highest degree. There's no way that this is the case. I can't imagine that there's a reality in which this came up. And as you were saying earlier, I think that's the underlying point to get at, that this isn't an edict where Trump signed some executive order saying, hey, everyone who comes into the country, search their messages and find shit that says if they hate me or Elon because we're snowflakes and tired little crybabies. All of that's true, but they don't have to say it. This is what, when people talk about the chilling effect of a law or an action or things on freedom of speech or on action, and how orders don't necessarily need to be explicit on how we treat people doesn't need to be explicit in law. When we have these discussions and you see...
I'm going to stop you right there. It's worse than that, because the way this functions, they don't even have to be orders. Because here's the thing. It's not even a matter of what the Trump administration wants. It's a matter of how an inferred will metastasizes and causes other organizations to preempt, and maybe even more extreme than Trump would be, just to signal, hey, we're on your side. Don't destroy our jobs. Don't fire our entire internal employment structure. Don't get rid of all these people we need to make the show work. As a consequence of this, it is not the case that simply fulfilling an essential service or not having any DEI components to your organization will protect you, because they don't know who they're firing. They don't understand the entities that they're breaking up. And so what's happening is
we talked last night about the fact they did this mass DEI deletion for the Arlington Cemetery, which included the Enola Gay, because it's the most homosexual plane in history as far as they're concerned.
And I don't think that Elon Musk, for example, I mean, it's possible. I don't think that Elon Musk or Donald Trump are telling people, hey, delete any references to women or the word gay in things. I think what's happening is they're putting a bunch of probably like rad trad morons from college to the job of hunting these things down. And they're just That's what they're doing. And the consequence of this is you're going to see organizations going above and beyond to signal, hey, we are even Trumpier than Trump is, because that will tell a bunch of brain damaged teenagers, oh, they're doing a good job over there. We don't need to fire everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have no idea who they're firing. They don't understand any of it.
They don't give a shit.
Hi,
A happy thought.
Oh, I don't have a happy thought, but I have a secret to tell you.
No, it's about a happy thought. Hello?